Oh, boy.
And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Austintown Fitch Falcons Coach's Corner with TJ Parker right here from Sam's Wedge. And thanks always to Sam's Wedge for hosting us each and every Thursday night. You can join us. Come out, check out the burger war going on. Have you had any of these burgers?
I get the same thing every time.
What do you
Probably
get?
once a week. Sam Special with the Hungarian hot on there.
Okay, what is that?
It's a special, like, sirloin patty.
Okay.
And then it comes with provolone on it, and then I get a Hungarian hot on it. It's a different flavor tasting burger, but it's very good. But my wife had the people rave about the, like, PB&J.
That's mine, yes.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
She loves that. Yeah.
I've never had anything like it, and I'll never go back.
Oh, you love it?
I love it.
Nice.
I love it. In fact, the wife wants one tonight, so I got to take 2 back. Because I took it home last week, and all of a sudden it was split down the middle. She didn't want anything, but you know how that goes.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
You keep
don't
the
want
jalapenos on it. It comes with jalapenos,
oh, yeah.
right?
Delicious.
Yes.
Unbelievable. So if you are in the mood for a burger that you'll never have anything better, I mean, the PBBJ burger, tell them why I sent you, and then the Hungarian hot Sam Special.
It's Sam Special. It's been here since forever.
So, and nobody knows it better than that guy. So let's talk TJ Parker, by the way. We got to talk last week, man. What a freaking game. And you guys come out on the other side of it. I heard they're big, humongous. They looked big on film.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys just kept your nose to the grindstone. It took a little longer than you would have liked, obviously, but you get the dub, and that's the most important thing. What did you see on film the next day that really surprised you, stood out?
You know what? It wasn't really the film that shocked me. It was the feeling after the game. Like, it just that game, we fought so hard to that point. Like, you know, when you're in one of those battles and people are throwing haymakers that you really don't see, like, back and forth, and, like, every play is a strain. And then for us to, in our minds, control the majority of that game, being up 7-0 and playing good defense, and then turning the field on offense and just not getting points, and then to have it, like, ripped away from us, like, that fast. That was, like, gut-wrenching, you know. It was a mistake on offense. Deshaun knows it was a bad mistake. And then you go down, they score, they tie it up, then they get the ball back, and they march down and take a 14-7 lead with 5 minutes left. It was you know, Central Valley didn't leave us much time to do anything. There was like 4-6 seconds left. But you have 5 minutes left versus a team like that who's played good defense all game, bend but don't break. It was, man, what are we going to do here? And looking on the sidelines, looking in the huddle, the kids just, like, kept the faith the entire time. It was like we were opening the game, and they just wanted it so bad. And then, you know, it was one play. You know, Dom makes that catch on the sidelines. Deshaun throws a great throw. And then right after that play, it was like, we're going to go score here. And we went down, tied it up. And then in overtime, it was like, you know, we really felt like momentum was on our side and we were going to do our thing. And then we went down there and scored first possession. And the way we were playing, we thought, okay, this game's over. And then to have them score, flip the field, now we're playing in front of their band, and they go first. And we knew we were playing with fire with them because of the talent of their kicker. Inside the 30, they've proved they'll just take the points. And, no big play. We get that big sack to set things up. And then the wide left kick was like something that was timely, because at the end I've been asking myself, why'd you kick it on second down? It was because our running back, we just didn't have any running backs at that point.
Yeah.
You know, DeAndre was cramping. Junie was running on the outside. Devin Phillips was being used more as blocking when we were down there, and we wanted to secure the ball. Deshaun kind of had it out and was like, all right, you know, like, let's do it now. And so, you know, and then when the kick went through, you know, just that feeling of what we overcame to get to that point, and just the fight that we had. But on film, that's what I saw. I saw guys fighting, never giving up, constantly in the plays. We swarmed the ball on defense so well. Special teams was there for us all night. We did the little things, and that's kind of what we reiterated on film. Like, hey, there's always going to be things you can correct that we thought, okay, every play could have been great. You know what I mean? But for the most part, that game was won by just grit and just our toughness and our physicality and the kids' mental capacity to just say, we're not quitting till this thing's over. So I was most proud about that. But I felt that when the clock struck 0 and we were celebrating on the field.
When you make a decision like that to kick it on an unusual down, I guess, a unique
Right.
down, what's the reaction? I mean, headsets, when you call that, I mean, are people kind of like, what?
No, we were all, headsets. There's
Yeah.
multiple coaches on, and we're all involved, and we were going to kick it on third down anyways.
No matter what.
Because, operation,
Yep.
bad snap, we're on it. We get a second shot at it. But at that point, the play prior, what set it up is it was third down and about 4. Deshaun took off, got the first down.
Right.
Nice run. And then on first down, he took a real nice run again, and then they loaded the box. And then it was like, okay, they're coming. We're not putting this ball in the air. You know what I mean? And what are our options? They're bringing the house. So that third time Deshaun ran, he got stuffed. And the type of player he is and the competitor he is, he sees red and kind of doesn't go down and fights. And so he sees hole left where we're calling the play. It's clogged. He's running right. Ball's out.
Ball
I'm like,
security.
we're screaming ball security. And at that point, it was just like, okay, we trust our special teams. We've worked in these situations. Let's do it now. And it was just like, we're not playing around anymore. Let's just do it now.
That's incredible. When you look at, I mean, one thing that nobody else will see on film, only you and the other coaches and obviously the players have this vantage point. When you said there was a moment there where you knew you were going to go down and score, right? What do you see in the players' eyes? Because this is a young group that maybe you haven't seen that look of, we've got this coach. You've seen that plenty of times before in your coaching career. But is that something you look for? Is that something that you base some of your gut decisions on? And these guys are looking at me like they haven't looked, like they're hungry.
Yeah, it was one of those games where, like, I wanted it for them. And that's what hurt so much when it changed so quickly, is because those games you're in where you're like, these guys deserve it. Like, we grew up. I was leaving that game, no matter what happened, leaving that game saying our guys grew up.
Yep.
Like, we grew up, and now we said, okay, we're here to fight. Like I mentioned before on air, like, we lost some guys during that fight, and we have guys banged up. But they were banged up, and they were still going, and they wanted more. And, I think of, like, 3 seniors that kind of – actually 4 that – one's here with us today – that you saw the maturity in them. And Donovan Bell-Sullivan, like, there were games earlier in the year he wasn't going back in, and he wanted in both sides of the ball, and he wanted that win. And he was yelling at some of our young guys when DeAndre was down. He was over DeAndre yelling at him, and I thought they were arguing. And here he's, like, saying, get up and let's go, let's win this game. Dan Evans, just the game he played. I mean, both sides of the ball flying all over. Davion Pritchard faced adversity.
Yeah.
How they got down there. They caught a couple routes on him, and, man, you're playing man that much versus a team like that. That kid, number 9, he got a preferred walk-on to Ohio State. So it's like you got to I think they know a little bit about wide receiver play. So you got him going up against Davion all night. Davion got beat on that back shoulder ball. The kid grabbed his mask, and Davion was upset about it. He was just super upset about it. And he felt like he let the team down, but he was complaining about it. And a lot of our guys focus on they're doing this or they're doing this to us. It was laser focus. And Marky Stancorb is that 4th senior that was in the huddle that just saying, come on, guys, come on, guys, come on, guys. Nonstop to our O-line. He liked federal line. Marky Stancorb played over 100 plays that game on both sides of the ball, just fighting all night. And then to see, like, the plays that were made, like Dom's play to go down, DeAndre's run, just one-on-one, plowing the guy into the end zone. Our O-line fighting on that final play. It was, what do we got here, guys? We're not going to get fancy. Like, it's 4th and 1 from the goal line, game's on the line. We got to go right at these guys to win. There's no special play call. We got to find a way to get in the end zone, and DeAndre and the O-line did that. And then, Davion Pritchard, like, we put him in versus their guy, and it was before the touchdown, we were at, like, the 12, and it was 3rd and 6, and Davion Pritchard catches an out on the sidelines. It was a perfectly thrown ball, hard catch, and he catches it after what had happened earlier. And it was like, these guys are in it for the fight. And that's why I wanted it for them so bad, and they deserve that win.
When you look at seasons that you've had prior. I mean, do you learn as a coach, and is it challenging as a coach to be patient for those moments during a season that you get that complete buy-in from everybody on the roster? I know it's easy to get excited about week one, right? When you play a schedule like you guys play, I mean, you're going to take lumps week in, week out, whether you get the win or not. When you get that during the year, it's a special moment, is it not?
Yeah, it's ebbs and flows, throughout the year. But when you're in those games that are 4-quarter games that really beat you up, it's not so much physical, it's more mental.
Yeah.
And then how do you recover from those games? How do you come back on Saturday's film and Saturday, Sunday film? How do you come back on Monday? What's your approach to practice?
Yep.
How do you stay motivated when this hurts, that hurts, and I'm in the training room and the sun and I got to put on full pads again, and you mean I got to gear up to do this again? It's like that's where you're constantly tested. And we knew Glen Oak. I told you on our last part, Glen Oak was physical prior to us playing them. They were a physical team. So we got naturally banged up there. We were in a fight. We played well. And then you're going, and like I said, I'm not sure how many of our kids knew until really leading up to the game, the history of St. Ignatius and who they were. But as the week built up, you could tell more and more people would walk by. There was a lot of doubters, and I don't think the kids inside the school, inside the community, were telling them oh wow, you guys play St. Ignatius, that's going to be a really tough game. Oh man, you guys play St. Ignatius, that's good luck with that.
Yeah.
And the kids are like, Coach, you're right. There's a lot of people who don't believe we can do this, and it's yeah, we got to bring it. And from the start, you could tell in warm-ups, they were locked in, keyed in, and now it's saying, hey, do you see the results of that? How can we put that in a bottle and use it every day?
I love that there's this chip on the shoulder always, right? And it's not just this community, it's everywhere, but your guys seem to take it and build from it. They get stronger from the doubters, the haters that people talk about. Because with a schedule like yours, I mean, there's no guarantees at all. Any game, and I would love to see the people that support you are going to be silent, right? Because they know that you're going to prepare these kids, you're going to prepare your staff the way you should, and you're going to go out on Friday and you're going to put the best foot forward. When you hear stuff like that, that's got to make you smile when you get a win like that, does it not?
Yeah. I mean, it's I hate to say it. There's, in coaching,
it's competitive.
Go on Saturday after a Buckeyes game or Sunday after a Browns game. Ryan Day and those guys, they've forgotten more football than I'll ever know.
Yeah.
And they spend their whole life doing it.
Yeah.
Yet there's a million people telling him how to do it and what to do.
They get hammered for
yes,
it.
every time. But in the end, for me, it's about the kids.
Yeah.
So it's just I'm just so happy for them and impacting their careers throughout our program. That's what is the main focus. All that noise is really just noise.
Yeah.
And I know what I'm about. I know what our staff's about. And we pour into these kids
That's
nonstop.
awesome.
So I want that for the kids, not to tell everyone else hey, you were wrong. It's a very good feeling. Don't get me wrong, but it's seeing these kids smile after that game and being in the ice bath smiling, knowing they just won a war is.
I thought
special.
You were in the ice bath. I was like, what did you do? Did you get in there?
They hit me with the Powerade in the locker room, so I was mopping up Powerade after
You had
the
to
game.
mop your own Powerade?
Yes.
Oh, man. Oh, my God. Usually they have to do that, right? Isn't that the rule? They get you?
Yeah, they should have done it on the field outside or something.
Right?
Yeah, but whatever.
Stowe this week. I mean, it doesn't get any easier. You guys, another formidable opponent. We talk every week about depth challenges and battling through adversity of next man up situations because a young team just gets younger, seemingly, after a war like that. What do you see about Stowe that stands out to you and that Falcon Nation should look forward to on Friday night?
Yeah, I mean, you can't sugarcoat things. They're struggling right now.
Yeah.
They're 0-4, but they are a Division I opponent with numbers all over the place. The teams that they've lost to Medina, who's a Division I powerhouse. They lost to Hudson, who's a Division II powerhouse. So you're looking at those games and saying, like, okay, this is a pretty good football team. And they found ways to be successful versus those teams.
Yep.
You know, they've scored in every game. And, you know, we just have to come ready to play. Like, when you're playing teams that are that big, that have those numbers, any Division I team that's a quality program, it still is a quality program. It's, if you don't come with your right foot forward, you know, you're in for a dogfight.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of has been the message to these guys. Like, you want to look at their record, and you want them to show up and just lay down for you. It's not going to happen.
Right.
You know, they're going to come after you. They're hungry for a win too. So we got to be prepared. And like I mentioned, coming off of a big win in a very physical game, you know, where we're going to need some guys who haven't played for us to step up. It could be one of those hangover games where it's like, okay, how motivated is this team to really come out here and take care of business? So we've talked about it all week. They understand the assignment, and I fully expect them to show up ready to go tomorrow.
Halfway through the season, after this one, everybody's hitting me up to give teams grades. I'm asking coaches, what would you grade your team 4 weeks in and going into that 5th week? Offense, defense, special teams.
I'm very pleased with our special teams play. It's been operating at a high level. I'm pleased with where we're headed in that direction. We have a lot of buy-in from a lot of the kids on those units. Not fully satisfied. I won't be satisfied with any side of it, but we're doing a really good job there from week to week. You know, I would give our special teams a B+.
Okay.
Offensively, you know, we've been blessed in the past to have a lot of big playability. And when I mean big plays, we're still getting those big plays, but we're not getting in the end zone. And then we're having to put multiple drives together. I think there's a lot in the tank in terms of offense. We're doing what we need to do to score, and we're growing week to week. But I feel like there always can be more. So I would say, like, right now, offensively, we're at a C+. You know what I mean? I think we
just
can.
a little above average.
Yeah. And for us speaking, you
I'm
know,
used
we're
to
putting
C's, so I understand.
we're putting points on the board, but it's just like I know we have the ability to take a small run and go 40, and we haven't really done that yet, and that's, you know, there's a lot that goes to that.
Yeah.
Defensively, early, I you know, I was a little disappointed in just alignments and so forth like that. The last couple games, I've been very, very, very impressed with just our effort and our ability to get to the ball and the way we're flying around. Our guys in the secondary have done a pretty good job all year covering. So I'm going to give them. There's still room, but right now, I would say they're playing at like a B+ level. But with what we had earlier and, you know, where we were then, and I didn't like our fight versus Central Valley late in the game. We addressed that, and we talked to the kids about that. So I think they're a solid, you know, B- in that area.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's room on both sides of the ball to continue to grow as there is on special teams. But overall, as a team, I think we're like a low B.
Yeah.
A low B of where we could be.
But there's still a lot of meat left on the bone for the season. So there's a lot of room for improvement.
Yep.
All right, let's take it off the field. And this week, I'm going to ask you specifically because I don't know where you get your time away from football. I don't know, and you probably don't know sometimes where you get your time away from football. But if you had to pick what the perfect day looked like for you, what would it look like and why?
A perfect day for me, what would it look like and why? I would probably say it would be like a vacation house.
Okay.
Out of the country.
Okay.
In an adventurous area with probably my family and friends and my kids and like everybody around, and like an extended day of just adventures, like, ATV riding, then maybe like hiking, swimming, and like, wherever. Like I'm adventurous. I like those. I like traveling. I like going like spot to spot and
Yeah.
seeing different things, sightseeing, and outside of that personal passion of mine, like my kids and my family and my wife are like my next passion, and I would want my family and friends all there with me, and I think that would probably be like a perfect day.
Awesome. A great answer. So I know football is a big part of your life. Obviously, you've had relationships based on it. You've done a very good job with it. Why is football so important and near and dear to your heart?
Outside of the game being special, on in so many levels, like I think the play, the team, what it takes to play football. But I think for me, like growing up in Austintown, seeing the impact that it had on myself, all my friends, and honestly the feeling that it could have been so much more, drove me to say, like, okay, that kind of led me into teaching and what I wanted to do. And then getting to the next level, playing at the next level, and having those experiences and seeing how you could implement so much more and change lives and make what was already an unbelievable experience to me. My best friends in the world grew from those times in football and all of that. That really is what football means to me, and giving back. And that's why I say, like, coaching's fun. If you really want to be a coach, and you could probably go to college, make some money, and do it for fun. It's a lot of your time away from your family, but it's pretty pure that I get to give back to a town that had so much impact on me, come back, spend my time here, a lot of time, and give back to these kids, and hopefully make their high school career like that much better than mine was, and give them opportunities that a lot of our guys maybe didn't get, or open doors that they didn't see. Because it's funny, and I don't want to keep you too long.
You're
but
good. Keep going.
Like, it was when I graduated, like, we thought there was like YSU who played football, and then it was Division I. You know what I mean? There wasn't social media, and going to other schools and seeing that, and going to Bethany, like, completely changed my life. Like, it was on so many levels. Like, I became a new person there, and I went there because of football. So it was like that avenue, getting away, getting out of Youngstown. It's like, I want these kids to have that experience, but gain a lot of experience through our programs, but understand that it's a lifelong brotherhood here. It's a lifelong family, and that if they need me to help them to get to any of those spots later in life, like, that's my ultimate goal. I tell the kids all the time, like, I want to be able to have dinner with you and your family when you're 30 years old, and let's sit down, and how are you going to get there? So that's kind of what football and coaching means to me.
Awesome. TJ Parker, head ball coach of the Fitch Falcons. Thank you as always, my friend. Best luck this week.
Yes.
We'll see you next week right here at Sam's Wedge Inn. Back after this.